Good morning, witches, and welcome to our daily divination ceremony. This is a collective reading that we're about to do. This is the reading for August 28th. It is the day of/after a full moon and lunar eclipse. So, how are you all feeling? I don't sleep very well on the full moons. It's the way that my system engages with that vibe, in a nutshell. But yeah, I'm tired. I'm really tired. And I was up really late last night, later than usual, because we had a witchwork circle at the resource center also. And if you don't know what that is, haha. I'm not supposed to do that. I know I'm supposed to tell you like how to get the information and everything, but honestly, if you wanted to know about it, it is very easy for you to find information. And I often kind of go back and forth about this particular subject because the way that I was trained, if you want magical guidance from elders, you have to ask them for it. You have to go to them, you have to find them, you have to put in enough effort to seek them out if you want it. It's like your willingness to meet halfway is a part of the decision making on whether or not to take you on as a student. And the way that things are now with witchcraft being so mainstream is there's this like expectation that elders like have to chase you down, have to like give you the information, have to like lay out the path for you, or you won't do it. You won't do it, right? Because we're used to being advertised to all the time. And so we expect that we're going to be able to get really good guidance from really experienced practitioners, uh, because we expect them to, like, advertise, and that's not how it works. I'm not saying that there aren't pretty good practitioners out there that advertise their, like, classes and things like that, but the excellent ones, you have to go find them. You have to actually, like, put in that work. So, I know that makes me a terrible social media influencer because it just, like, is so not the way that mainstream engages with things, but if you wanted the information, if you really wanted help, you would put in the effort to find out how to connect with the international. I wouldn't necessarily call us underground anymore, community of witches that I, like, associate with. I have built it. It is built. It is built and it is functioning and ready to scale in massive ways. And next month, we're about to launch and make our initiation process into our coven available to the public. It is a very intense deconstruction, decolonization, shadow work focused program that we use to help witches go from their patriarchal perspective to be able to actually see a matriarchal perspective or start engaging with their life from a completely different approach. Uh, so we're making that available to the public and packaging it in a way that is very easily digestible on your own for self-study if you want to. And that's a really big deal. Um, Big things are coming, and there are those of us that have been preparing for this time right now for decades. So so there. All right, guys. I am going to get started. The way that I do this is different than what most of you are accustomed to because of the nature of the work that I do. You are very much involved in this, okay? We all have access to the same information. We're just interpreting it through the lens of our own perspective, and we are supposed to. All right. All right. I have a feeling that the next couple of weeks are going to be kind of intense. I'm already feeling this like fire about it. It's like shift. So consider yourself forewarned. I tend to be kind of pokey anyway, but it might get a little bit more, might get deeper. Here we go. I'm going to start by taking 3 deep breaths. Then I'm going to do what I do to prepare my system for divination so I can get the clearest channel. And then we're going to pull some tarot cards. You feel intense too? Yeah, I feel intense. If you don't know this about me yet, that intensity, I'm the kind of witch that one of the giftings in my family line is what my Christian sisters call the gift of evangelism. This is like revolution kinds of giftings. And so when I feel this intensity, I like want to start jumping up on a soapbox and screaming to the masses about one thing or another, right? And I very strong, like revolutionary energy, and I'm feeling it. And every season, it's a little bit of a different flavor. Sometimes it's more nurturing. Sometimes the approach is like, I say, a bitch slap from the universe. I don't think I'm allowed to say that, but I said it. So here we are. Sometimes it's a little bit more like direct, and it's feeling very direct of like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Right. Okay. The biggest thing that I've gotten over and over and over this morning is, are you living a life that you are proud of? If you are not living a life that you're proud of right now, what are you doing? Why are you living your life the way that you are? Like, for reals. A lot of times it's because you believe that's the only way that you can live, and that is a lie that you were conditioned to accept when you were a child. So, all right, let's do this. I humbly invite all that is fire within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is air within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is earth within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is water within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I beckon to this system. May we now align as one. For my cousins are the elements, and so the moon and Son. I call to those who love me. You are welcome in this space, for our nature is united, sharing magic, life, and grace. And our declaration of intention. Repeat after me. I choose now in this moment to align with my whole self. To pull the book that tells my story from its place upon the shelf. I enter now this circle made of trust and hope and power. And I show up for my practice in this place and at this hour. Because I am home. We are asking, where does our attention need to be today in order to bring the most expansion in our relationship with our life and our practice? Yes, I almost just dropped the deck. Oh, to be hypermobile. I'm trying to shuffle in front of a bunch of people. uh, well, I already know what card this is because it's the only card that is creased in my deck. The King of Wands. And we drew it in a reverse position. So this is the card we drew. I'm going to read directly from the prompt so that I'm not influencing your interpretation of this. Okay. Then I'm going to give you a minute to brew on it, and then I'm going to influence you. So as I read this card, ask yourself if your guides were using this card to communicate a facet of your relationship with your life right now, what are they talking about? Okay. Why don't we tug on those reins a bit? Hmm? You're being brash and abrasive, and your impulsive behavior is going to get you into trouble. There's certainly nothing wrong with knowing what you want, but you're towing the line of selfishness and it's getting out of control. Reel it in. And then the upright is The King of Wands is a natural born leader of people and very capable and confident in their abilities. The king isn't interested in creativity per se, but rather taking an idea and enlisting others to help in the actualization of it. You have a clear vision of what you want. And I know we drew this last week, didn't we? At least once, which is important information. It matters, guys. Okay. So ask yourself your questions. Do the thing. So, are you ready for me? The King of Wands. So, you know how I was just saying that I have like strong revolutionary, like, let's change the world. I'm not here to play small. I'm not here uh, to play it safe. That I like that is how I am. Uh, and how we were all just talking about how we were kind of shared in feeling this really strong, like, vibe over the last couple of days, remember? And then we drew the King of Wands. The King of Wands is like a recognition that, yes, there's this vision. There is this vision. I believe it's a shared vision. I believe that it's no coincidence that so many neurodivergent witches, when they think of their ideal and perfect life, it's almost the same thing. It has very similar underpinnings of some kind of community organizing, making safe space for people to be authentic and sincere. Lots of people having very strong visions of creating sanctuary. uh, a lot of underpinnings about living a life that is in deeper connection with the natural world. I believe that this is a shared vision, of remembering, right, an ancestral memory that we are empowered with to bring. That's a medicine that we're bringing to this time. And like, you guys feeling that too? So, this King of Wands to me is uh, an acknowledgement of that, of like, you have a calling, you have this vision, and this vision is important. It's important that you actualize this, but how you actualize it is also really important. The way that you engage with this position of visionary is important. We can perpetuate the harmful structures that we were raised under and be brash and abrasive and controlling in the way that we bring this vision to the way we actualize this vision. But know that your creation will be flavored, influenced by the way that you choose to bring it into manifest. When you manifest it, right? If you choose, and also this recognition that this vision that you have, you can't do it on your own. You have to enlist. It's too big for you to do all on your own, even as capable as you are. So your relationship with working with others is going to be key to this. It's why this card keeps coming up. It's it's a recognition that your current relationship with this King of Wands, enlisting others for the actualization of a dream that is bigger than you. Uh, it's important for you to look at that. Like, how would you do that? Are you able to actually uh, lean into the strengths of the people that you are enlisting to help you actualize this? Or are you wanting to, like, do you have such a clear vision that you just want them to do what you tell them to do? Right? How are you going to do that? So let me see. I'm going to read the comments real quick. So the big major message here is that an acknowledgement, yes, you have a vision. You have this important thing that you need to be doing. Uh, but how you do it is important. How you choose to engage with this is important. Okay. So now we got to look at how we're getting in our own way with this. What are we in resistance to or in denial of that is influencing our ability to work with others in the actualization of a shared dream? Two of Wands upright. This is the card. I'm going to read it. You've been hit with a spark of inspiration. Now you must figure out how to turn that fire into action. Be sure to lay the groundwork before blasting forward so that you don't stumble over your own feet. Let your intuition guide you. And the reverse is, you're at a crossroads. What do you want? You're reluctant to venture into the unknown despite the vast potential. Refocus and ground yourself. Remind yourself of why you're here. And be sure to move with intention rather than inefficiency. So what is this? This is what you're in resistance to or in denial of. Okay. How do I say this? Okay. So remember, this is what you're in resistance to or in denial of. Okay. So this is speaking from experience. When you are in a long term dysfunctional or abusive relationship, I'm trying to, like, be careful with the wording that I say, how I choose to say this, because I don't know the rules of social media. How I say things on here and how I say things in person are very different. I'm so careful here. So when you are in a long-term abusive relationship, especially when it involves psychological abuse or emotional abuse, you get to this point where you don't you don't even know what you want. You're so used to defaulting to somebody else's preferences that you don't really have your own preference. And or making decisions triggers trauma for you. Because if you make the decision, then you could get like punished for it. And so if you don't make any decisions, then then it's not your fault. Right? So we get into this very this place of being very passive about our lives and about the decisions that are made about our lives, right? We get to where we doubt our inspiration and we doubt our intuition because it doesn't feel safe because of our past, right? So when the 2 of Wands comes up like this in this particular dynamic, right? I know this feels a bit stretchy, but let me brew. Let me brew for a minute. You have been hit with a spark of inspiration. You have, okay? Do you trust it, though? Do you trust it enough to make decisions, around that spark of inspiration? Are you in resistance still to making decisions out of, like, a trauma response from your past relationship? Right, and relationship could be like employment, it could be relationship, all kinds of different relationships, right? But your ability to make decisions that you're proud of and to plan your future is important to be able to do this King of Wands work effectively. And again, in a way that you are proud of. So take a moment today to look at where you avoid making plans for the future or make being the guy that makes the decisions. And just observe, right? No guilt or shame. This is about looking at your life, right? Being an observer and making decisions from that place. So, okay. Yeah. So that's our reading for the day. It's like you will be a part of the actualization of this dream. You will be working with others to actualize this dream. But in doing that, you will be a decision maker. So you got to look at your relationship with how you make decisions, what you feel about decisions, your future planning, that kind of stuff. Right. So I want to take a moment to sidestep a little bit because I want to answer Cupfee. Cupfee? I'm so bad at pronouncing like anything. You mentioned earlier, or you asked a question earlier in our community app space about the hanged man and my relationship with the hanged man, because it is a little bit different than like a traditional interpretation of that card because of the work that I do is in so much rooted in liberation work and community work. I look at the hanged man a little bit differently. So when the hanged man comes up in readings that I do, it often indicates a time of like it represents like protest, social protest, right? Where you are choosing to withhold or choosing to refrain from something that doesn't make sense to anybody else in your world, right? This could be something like choosing not to purchase animal products or choosing to not purchase from big box stores, right? A lot of mainstreamers wouldn't understand why you would be making your life so difficult, but you understand why it's meaningful. You're going through this like deep internal process of changing how you engage with your life. Hangman represents that to me, that intentional like penance, right? Of I'm going to refrain. I'm going to remove myself from whatever because doing so is going to allow me the introspective time that I need to do this. All right. Okay. So it's a lot easier because I don't type. I don't do I don't do compute. To type that response out for me is like would take so much time. So I would rather just talk about it. So, all right. I'm gonna let you guys go. And I will see you tomorrow morning. We're gonna do this at the same time, same place. And yeah. So let's close out this working, hand on your heart and take a deep breath. This working is now closing, but the magic has just begun. I humbly thank the elements and both the moon and sun. To all who chose to bless this flow, I now sincerely thank you. May our practice be expansive and our course be clear and true. All right, witches, until I see you again, if you can't be good at it. Bye.